77. Blessed with the best bow, Jackie's POV. Hey man, I called James. Hi, lover boy, he replied, and I could practically hear the shameless grin on his face. I called you to, ahem. I cleared my throat, preparing myself for what I was about to say. Yeah, he encouraged. I just wanted to, say that I am really, really grateful to you for being such a wonderful friend. I never expected you to do what you did for me. Thank you so much. I hesitated to thank him. It wasn't something I did often, but somehow I managed to say it. It felt weird and new, but at the same time it felt good. You're the best friend anyone could ever have, I added. And for the first time I didn't regret thanking someone. Of course, I was also sure it would be the last time. Anything for you, darling, he said smoothly. By the way, nice choice, huh? She looks like a delicious caramel chocolate. It wasn't that clear on the video call, but man, she is damn. I hung up. Bastard. Why does everyone have their eyes on my girl? I frowned, looking up. Because she is damn. Oh, shut up, I muttered, annoyed that even my inner voice was saying the same thing. I was in my room when a servant informed me that lunch was ready. Without wasting time, I headed toward the guest room where Lavanya was staying.
Author's POV. After taking a shower, Lavanya called her father. I reached safely, Daddy, she said. Thank God. Lalit sighed in relief. And what about Mr. Dawson? I'm at his mansion, she replied. You already met? His tone became serious. Yes, his friend James brought me here, Lavanya answered. So, how did it go? He asked. Lavanya fell silent. She wasn't sure how to explain or describe what had just happened between her and Jackie. Lavanya, are you okay, baby? Her father's concern deepened. Huh? Yeah, I'm totally fine, Daddy. Everything is fine now, but Mr. Dawson is 100 times wealthier than we thought, Daddy. I really love him, and I know he loves me too. I feel that. But after coming here and seeing his house, I can't help but feel a little scared. What if Mom's concerns were right? What if our family can't accept the huge difference between us? What if... Darling, did he welcome you warmly when you came back to him? Her father interrupted. Yes, she admitted. Did he, even for a moment, make you feel lesser or inferior? No, never, Lavanya answered confidently. Then why are you punishing him for something he has no control over? Is it his fault that he is wealthier than you? Is it his fault that he comes from another country, another culture, and a completely different lifestyle? Is it, Lavanya? Her father's words struck a chord. He is right. You're right, Daddy, she agreed. Anyway, what did he say? He asked curiously. We haven't talked much yet. We just met. James dropped me off. I'll freshen up and talk to him after lunch. All right, sweetheart, but please keep me updated, he requested. I will, Daddy, and tell Mama that I miss her. I will. Don't worry, he assured her, knowing well that her mother was still struggling with the idea of letting her go alone to a foreign country. Bye, Daddy, take care, she said softly. You too, bye, Beta. Lalit tried to sound casual, but deep down he was praying for her safety. After all, she was his only daughter. A few minutes later, Lavanya heard a gentle knock on her door. Yes, she called out. It's me, ma'am. Your lunch is ready, it's already served. The voice was familiar, yet the formal tone made her pause. It sounded like one of the staff members, but something about it felt off. Curious, she walked over and opened the door, only to find Jackie Dawson leaning against the wall, smirking at her in his usual way. This time, though, she didn't find it annoying. It's cute how you tease me with these little tricks, Mr. Dawson, she thought to herself. What are you staring at? He asked, noticing her gawking at him. Huh? No, nothing. She quickly cleared her throat. I was just Thinking. Thinking about me? His smirk deepened. She let out a small grin, closed her eyes for a moment, and shook her head slowly. You're never going to change, are you? Do you want me to change? He asked, his tone suddenly serious as he stood up straight. A moment of silence passed before she responded with quiet confidence, shaking her head. No, not at all. Just always be the way you are now. Never shed tears for anyone else. You're perfect the way you are. Believe me. Jackie smiled and extended his hand toward the staircase as if inviting a queen. After you, ma'am. Lavanya giggled and stepped forward. Lunch was served and the meal was nothing short of excellent. Lavanya made sure to compliment the chef's skills afterward. I want you to meet my mom, Jackie said suddenly. They were sitting on the couch, the television playing Bollywood songs in the background. Jackie had deliberately tuned into an Indian music channel, knowing how much Lavanya loved her country's music. She turned to him, but his eyes remained fixed on the screen. What if... She hesitated. What if what? He prompted. What if she doesn't like me? She finally asked. Jackie turned to her with a soft smile. She loves you already. She knows me? Lavanya frowned in confusion. Yes, in detail, he admitted proudly. But how? She asked, still trying to process his words. Guess, he teased. Her eyes widened. You already told her. He chuckled. Of course I did. But when? Do you remember when I came here for a week for some urgent work? Yeah. She trailed off, her mind racing. Jackie shrugged. I told her about you back then. You told her about me that long ago? She asked, astonished. Yes, Miss Lavanya. He nodded. And what exactly did you say? She pressed further. Well? He huffed and smiled. Before I even said anything, she already knew I was in love. She asked me the name of the girl. I told her and she was surprised. I showed her your pictures and she said we look good together. Then she blessed me and told me to bring you next time. By the time Jackie finished speaking, Lavanya's eyes had welled up with tears. He hadn't noticed at first, but when he did, his smile faded instantly. Hey. What happened? She quickly shook her head and turned away, pulling up her stole to hide her face. Love, please tell me what's wrong, he pleaded. Did I say something? Did I hurt you? Hit me if I did, but please don't cry. And please, don't leave me. His voice was laced with genuine fear, his words tumbling out in desperation. Lavanya looked at him, her heart aching at how troubled he seemed. Look at what you've done to this man. He's so afraid of losing you. He still doesn't feel secure with you. Lavanya's conscience taunted her, making her cry even more as guilt weighed heavily on her heart. Hey, please, Jackie pleaded, his voice desperate. Whatever it is, I swear it was unintentional. Please forgive me and tell me what I did wrong. I won't repeat it. And if you don't want to meet my mother, that's okay too. He was trying everything he could to calm her down. No, it's not that. She quickly wiped her tears with the hem of her stole. I'm sorry. I know I've hurt you a lot and I can't change that now, but please don't be so scared. I was just emotional because you told your mother about me so soon. It overwhelmed me. I never expected that from you. She smiled through her tears. You never hurt me. Never, ever. Then, taking a deep breath, she finally whispered, And I love you a lot, sir. Jackie's eyes lit up instantly, unable to contain his happiness. I think you can at least call me Jackie now instead of Sir or Mr. Dawson, can't you? He teased. Lavanya blushed. I don't know. It's difficult. Is it? His voice dropped to a husky tone as he leaned in closer. She swallowed hard and blinked nervously. Jackie's gaze locked onto hers, his eyes flickering towards her lips again and again. Lavanya felt her breath hitch. She knew exactly what he wanted. When his face was just a few inches away from hers, she stammered, "Sir, it's almost 2 o'clock. I think you too should rest for a while." "No, please. Stop." He exhaled heavily. "Don't go now. Let me finish something first." She fumbled with her words. What? This? He leaned in, his lips just barely brushing against hers. But before he could fully kiss her, she pulled away, inhaling sharply, leaving him in a half-bent position. Jackie straightened up, looking utterly confused. What was that?" Her mouth was slightly open as she hesitated before saying, "It's wrong." "What is wrong?" His brows furrowed. You can't kiss me," she admitted frankly. Jackie fell silent for a few moments, trying to process what she meant. "And why not?" Because I'm not your wife," she said hesitantly. He blinked. So, you're not my husband." "Okay." He nodded, still puzzled. "You're not my wife and I'm not your husband. But what does that have to do with me kissing you?" She crossed her arms and looked away. "You cannot kiss me until I become your wife." Jackie's jaw nearly dropped. "What?" He shot up from his seat. "Are you freaking kidding me? Is this some kind of rule in India?" He barely managed to filter his words. She frowned at him. "No, that's completely my decision." "What decision?" "I don't want to do such things before marriage," she said with a shrug. "Seriously?" His frown deepened. "I'm not asking to take your virtue or something. It's just a kiss, man. I've been dying to touch you, to kiss you, those soft pink lips of yours, and those cheeks." "Stop," she interrupted, looking around nervously. "You're making me feel..." She hesitated. Jackie smirked. "What?" She crossed her arms tightly. "Awkward? Well, that was exactly my intention." He smirked, but when she shot him a "what did you just say" look, he quickly changed his tone. "Please," he begged, making her blush instantly as she avoided his gaze. "Look at me," he urged. "Can't you see how much I craved you all those days you weren't with me? Look into my eyes, Miss Lavanya Verma. You tortured me a lot. Now you have to let me kiss you, just once?" He bargained. "No." She shook her head and hid her face. "Please, just one," he pleaded. "Don't try to trick me. That's not going to happen, Mr. Dawson," she declared firmly. "Well, that's completely unfair to me, don't you think?" He pouted, making a puppy face. She tried to keep a straight face, but her lips twitched, betraying the laughter she was holding back. "That doesn't suit you at all, sir." "It's Jackie, and for the record, I will kiss you soon," he challenged. "You can't force me," she reminded him. "Yes, I can," he said enthusiastically. "Excuse me?" She raised an eyebrow, warning him. "Oh, I can't. I won't, sorry." He quickly corrected himself, realizing how wrong that sounded. She narrowed her eyes at him. "But don't you want to be kissed by me?" he asked, tilting his head. "What?" She was flabbergasted. "Or don't you want to kiss me?" he asked again, watching as she fell completely silent, avoiding his gaze. "What's going on in that mind of yours, Miss Lavanya?" he pressed. She sharply turned her gaze to him, her expression both intriguing and challenging. He tried his best to read those dark brown eyes, but he was utterly lost in them. "A yes? A no? What are you looking at, love? I can't figure out what you're trying to say." "Don't look at me like that, please," she whispered, still staring at him. "You started it," he argued. "Will you stop it?" she asked. "Not possible. Your eyes have trapped mine." "Liar," she accused. "Really? Look who's talking." He smirked. "Okay then. Whoever blinks first loses," she challenged. "Or she loses." He motioned his head toward her playfully. "Challenge accepted," she declared proudly. "I'm an expert at this game. You will lose." He chuckled. "We'll see about that." "You'll blink first," she smirked. "How could anyone blink while looking at you, Miss Lavanya Verma?" You're a treat to watch, especially when those lips of yours move. He flirted. Oh, trying to distract me, huh? She remained confident. That's not distraction, love, that's passion. Is it? She raised an eyebrow. Absolutely. 120%. He confirmed. Let's see who wins this challenge then, she said, determined. And if I win? He asked. You won't, she stated confidently. You'll see in a minute, Miss Indian Verma, he taunted. And you'll see, Mr. American Dawson? She shot back. The winner gets whatever he wants. Or she wants, she added quickly. If I win, you have to let me kiss you. He smirked. Lavanya's smile faded instantly. After a short pause, she spoke again. Fine, but if I win, then you have to do whatever I say. Deal. He agreed without hesitation. A few seconds into the game, Lavanya started feeling a burning sensation in her eyes. They became glossy, and no matter how hard she tried, she wasn't sure she could hold out much longer. Thinking fast, she let out a sharp whiff of air straight into Jackie's face. His eyes blinked instinctively. Hey, that's... Jackie quickly opened his eyes. Cheating. No, it's not. What did I do? Lavanya shrugged innocently. Are you kidding me? You intentionally blew on my eyes. He rubbed his eyelids, still processing what had happened. I coughed. She started faking coughs, trying to justify her excuse. That's your fault, then. No, your fault, she shot back. Are you serious? He frowned. Yes, everything is fair in love and war, she declared confidently. That was clearly cheating, he argued. But I won. She grinned, shrugging again. No, I would have won if you hadn't cheated, he insisted, shaking his head. All losers say the same thing after losing, she teased. Miss Lavanya, you are going to pay for this. He huffed before suddenly leaning forward, attempting to steal a kiss. Lavanya let out a squeal and bolted, running around the dining hall laughing as Jackie chased after her. He was determined to catch her, but she was quick, dodging his every move. Their playful laughter filled the room as they ran around like children. Suddenly, Lavanya's foot hit the leg of a table. Ouch! She stopped abruptly, wincing in pain as she reached down to massage her foot. Hey, are you okay? Jackie immediately stopped, his expression shifting to concern. He crouched down beside her, checking for any injury. Then, turning towards the staff, he barked, Who kept this table here? One of the servants rushed out. Yes, sir? He glanced at the two of them sitting on the carpet. Is everything all right? Why is this table even here? Jackie demanded, his eyes flashing with irritation. Pardon me, sir, but it was always there. The servant hesitated. Well, I don't want to see it in my living room ever again, Jackie ordered. And bring the first aid box. Yes, sir. The servant bowed and hurried off. Lavanya looked at Jackie, disbelief in her eyes. It wasn't the tables or the servant's fault. It was me who wasn't paying attention while walking. Why are you scolding them? Jackie's jaw tightened, his gaze intense. I don't have space in my life for anything or anyone that causes you any kind of pain. Lavanya fell silent, caught off guard by the depth of his words. She had no argument for that. A few minutes later, the servant returned and handed Jackie the first aid box. Jackie carefully examined her foot. There were only 2 small scratches on her toes, not too serious, so he simply applied a bandage. As Lavanya looked down at the bandage, something clicked in her mind. It reminded her of Jackie's own injuries. She suddenly gasped. Oh! What? Jackie looked at her confused. Does it hurt? Your arm! She pointed at him. My arm? What about it? He frowned. Your arm. I completely forgot. Where's your bandage? How are your wounds? She fired questions at him in rapid succession. Chillax. He laughed, halting her rambling. I'm fine, totally fine. He flexed his biceps with a smirk. Your man is a tough guy, girl. He winked proudly. Lavanya scanned his arms and body, searching for any signs of scars or injuries, but she couldn't find anything. Don't worry, sweetheart, he chuckled, noticing her worried expression. Jackie Dawson can survive any accident. The only person who has the power to hurt him or break him, he leaned in slightly, lowering his voice, is you. Her heart clenched at his words. She felt an overwhelming urge to hug him tightly, but from the corner of her eye, she noticed the servant still standing nearby, watching discreetly. She held back, but the emotion in her chest only grew stronger. Jackie leaned in a little closer, his expression suddenly serious. I just remembered one more thing that could kill me instantly. Lavanya frowned. What's that? If your lips don't touch mine right now, he whispered. Her entire body froze as all the blood rushed to her cheeks. She sat there, completely blank, unable to process his words, especially with the servant still present in the room. Jackie burst into laughter at the sight of her cute, clueless, and blushing face. She blinked away, utterly flustered. Look at your face? He laughed even harder. Lavanya shook her head in disbelief. That's not fair, she pouted, looking like a small, sulking child, which only made her look even cuter. In the middle of Jackie's laughter, they suddenly noticed the old servant still standing there, watching them with a peaceful smile. Jackie's laughter died instantly. The servant's smile faded as well. Ahem. Jackie cleared his throat and handed the first aid box back to the old man. What are you staring at? Nothing, sir. The servant quickly replied. Take that table out of my sight, Jackie ordered. Yes, sir. The old man nodded and followed his instructions. Lavanya, however, had noticed something in the old man's eyes. What is that? She wondered. Jackie gave Lavanya a tour of his mansion, taking every opportunity to drop hints about wanting a kiss. But she deliberately ignored him each time, much to his frustration. Soon, Jackie received a call from his office, forcing him to shift his focus to work. Taking advantage of the moment, Lavanya decided to explore the mansion on her own and interact with the people who worked there. As dinner was being prepared, she unintentionally wandered into the kitchen, making the staff alert. Yes, ma'am. How can we help you? One of the kitchen staff asked politely. Nothing. I'm just wandering around. She smiled. I wanted to see the kitchen and meet the people who work here. The staff exchanged amused glances. How long have you all been working here? She asked, shifting her gaze from one person to another. Most of us have been here for 5 to 6 years, the chef replied. But the driver and the oldest staff member have worked here for more than 2 decades. Lavanya's curiosity piqued. Yeah, that old man. What's his name again? She asked casually. John is the driver and Tristian is the oldest staff member here, the chef informed her. Where can I find Mr. Tristian? She asked. He's probably with John right now in the staff quarters, he said. We all live there with our families. They're the seniors here, so they mainly oversee the mansion when Mr. Dawson is away. He trusts them the most. I see. Lavanya nodded thoughtfully. Where are the staff quarters, by the way? The kitchen worker hesitated for a moment before answering. Just behind the mansion, ma'am. Thank you. She smiled brightly and nodded at the staff. They nodded back, their expressions filled with curiosity and amusement. Lavanya made her way to the small staff quarters behind the mansion. As she entered, she spotted John standing in the corridor, talking on the phone. Hello? Her sweet voice instantly caught his attention and he turned around. Yes, ma'am? Is everything all right? He asked, quickly hanging up his phone. What brings you here? I was looking for Mr. Tristian. Can you tell me where I can find him? Lavanya asked politely. Of course, ma'am. I'll bring him right away. Please have a seat. I'll be back in a minute, John said, gesturing towards a couch in the corridor. Lavanya nodded and took a seat, waiting patiently. A minute later, John returned with Tristian, the oldest staff member. Both men walked briskly toward Lavanya, as if responding to an emergency. Yes, ma'am. Tristian exhaled heavily as they reached her. Lavanya smiled and stood up. Hello, Mr. Tristian, she greeted warmly, her innocent smile making both men exchange curious glances. Don't worry, I just wanted to talk to you. I heard that both of you have been working here for more than 2 decades. Is that right? She looked between John and Tristian. Of course, ma'am. Tristian nodded, sharing a brief glance with John. Then, could you please tell me how Mr. Dawson was when you first started working here? She requested. They blinked at each other before smiling fondly at her. Sure, Tristian said. They settled onto the couch with Lavanya as C insisted and began telling her everything about Jackie's difficult childhood. How he longed for his mother's love while living far away from her, and how he lacked his father's affection despite living under the same roof. They recounted how David Dawson was always too busy when Jackie needed him, and how he later regretted it deeply. They spoke about the heart-wrenching moment when Jackie let out a painful scream upon learning that his custody had been granted to his father instead of his mother. Even now, recalling those memories made their eyes glisten with unshed tears. He wanted to run away when his father passed away, leaving him with the enormous responsibility of D. Dawson. It wasn't just the company, it was the name that terrified him. But he had nowhere to run because the media was always watching him. A single sneeze would turn into headlines about him being hospitalized. Every sensitive moment of his life was exaggerated. He was just a child, yet he never got to be playful. He never experienced the recklessness of being a stubborn teenager or the freedom of youth. The only thing he inherited from his father was a name that he had to protect. It was incredibly difficult for him. He was lonely, but he never showed it. He had to teach himself how to fake smiles in public, how to appear confident, and how to command respect. Tristian sighed. Even though he was handed this vast empire, I would still call him a self-made man, John added, because of how drastically he transformed himself and how he managed to handle every situation on his own. Now, when I see him as a successful young man, I feel immensely proud. But we also know that behind the confident, powerful businessman is still that same innocent, lonely boy, one who quietly craves love and care. He's still that child who hides and cries behind closed doors, John continued. We've always prayed for his peace and happiness. But when he returned from India, looking completely broken, we knew. He was reliving the same pain of losing someone he loved deeply, Tristian said. And after we saw you, our suspicions were confirmed. He smiled warmly. Now that we see you together and happy, it gives us all the satisfaction in the world. Do you know, after decades, today was the first time I heard giggling echoing through that mansion? It was an incredible thing to witness. Now I can die in peace. He wiped his tears. Never leave him, John requested. He deserves all the happiness in the world. Of course, Lavanya promised without hesitation. God bless both of you, Tristian said, offering them his heartfelt blessing. I always thought Western people were different from us. I used to believe they were emotionless. But then Jackie Sir came into my life. After living in India, he slowly changed, and everyone witnessed it. But his staff, they are just like us. They speak with the same warmth as my parents and elders. It's so heartwarming to see such selfless love and care for someone. Jackie Sir is truly lucky, but he doesn't realize it. Lavanya kept thinking as she made her way back from the staff quarters. I know he's been through so much. Fighting both himself and the world is no easy task. He truly deserves all the happiness and love. I'm so sorry, Mr. Dawson, for not understanding you sooner. You are the best lover I could have ever wished for. I love you so much. Now, I cherish every moment we've spent together, and I regret every moment I wasn't by your side. Where is Mr. Dawson? She asked impatiently as soon as she came out of the staff quarters. Upstairs, ma'am. He was looking for you too, the staff member replied. She smiled and rushed toward the mansion, her heart pounding with excitement. I have so much to tell you, sir. Where are you, my dear American monster? Where are you, my dear Indo-American Dawson? Where are you? Where are you?